company. They've given me the keys to this car for the day, and I want to take it down some B roads and explain to you guys exactly why I think this is probably, this spec and this car as it is right now, one of the best track and B-road orientated cars that you can use on a daily basis. But onwards to some B-road. So a quick rundown of this car. It is the 2013 model year Megane R.S 250, 246 brake horsepower claimed from the factory in these cars, but this one has had a fettling by K-Tune, which means that it's been upped to 320 brake horsepower with the mods that are on this car. So it has an induction kit, it has a full decatted exhaust system that's 3 inches all the way through. So, oh, it makes the pop and bangs. Other mods include wow, that's very, very good. So, other mods include 20mm spacers to give the track a bit more thickness, because at the front of these, to my knowledge, they're wider than the back. You can sort of see it when you look at the car, but the thickness actually comes from the front end. Obviously, it's front wheel drive, it's turbocharged, it's manual. So, you sort of do want the front end to have a little bit more stance and a little bit more grip. But the reason I'm doing this video, the reason I wanted to take this car is because of the spec. It has 320 brake horsepower. It has the exhaust system that is, when you put it in 6th gear, quiet and refined and dailyable. But you put it into 3rd gear, it becomes an animal again. It has the spec. Let's talk about the specs. The reason why I've taken this car, it has the full leather interior. It doesn't have the Recaros. And some people are like, oh, I love Recaros though. Oh, I want the Recaros. I genuinely think if you're going to daily this car and you're going to enjoy it and you want a bit of comfort, you want the club sport look or the idea of a club sport car that you can drive to any track across Europe, why not go in comfort? Why not go in comfy seats? This is why I like the spec on this. It's got electric heated seats, so it has the comfort for any condition, and cold, hot, it has AC. But that, coupled with the 19-inch wheels with thick, grippy tyres, the cup chassis that is so chuckable, means this has 2 faces. It's 2 cars in one. It is light and nimble. The front end is very, very poised. It is chuckable. It is, again, wider at the front end, so it feels like it has the grip, and it has the comfort, which sometimes is overlooked by some people. I like to think everybody likes a comfy car because they like to enjoy their cars, and I get why you would want the Recaros. I've driven one of these with the Recaros with a hybrid turbo, and it was very enjoyable. If I was going to daily this car and enjoy it in my way, which was doing everything I needed to do, taking it to the shops and then chuck it into a corner, and enjoy it on the way home, you have both sides. You have the comfort levels, but the chuckability and awesome power gains with a phenomenal sounding exhaust system. It just sounds so good. Other things to point out about this car is the notchiness of the gearbox. It makes you want to change gear, in my opinion. Dropping it into 3rd is such an enjoyable experience with the notch and the close ratio of this gearbox. The clutch is very supple, it's not too stiff, and the power for something with, you know, modified bits on it, air filter, exhaust, all that sort of good stuff. It has a custom tune from K-Tech, so they have been able to really go into this car and make it perform the way they wanted it to. So it is a lot more responsive and a lot more forgiving. I think you can rev this car and it enjoys to be revved. So if you were coming down a B road and decided to really punt your foot down, it lets you rev it at any point. It lets you rev it right round to, you know, the 7,000 RPM that this car redlines at. That gives a more enjoyable experience for me. I love the idea of revving cars, and that is a lot to be said for some of the Renaults that I've driven before. I haven't been able to really rev them, so this one, as the custom mat that's been put in it by K-Tech, means that you can rev it, you can enjoy it a little bit more. It doesn't surge and come on and spin the wheels. In fact, it slightly is dulled down, I think, in first and second gear, but in a good way. The way that you're not wasting time. You're not wasting time with the front wheels spinning and it having a big moment and popping and banging all down the road. It just plants and you can just enjoy it. You don't need to worry about the brake traction from the front end. So I always seem to find myself by the side of the road waiting for people for car reviews or waiting for boats. I'm always looking for the next really good mobile game, and the guys at Guns of Glory have actually sponsored today's video. So a massive thank you to the Guns of Glory guys. This free game that you guys can download was actually already on my phone. I've actually already gone through this game and I got quite far in it actually, but it's always on the top charts. That's why I actually downloaded it the original time. I used to play a lot of games like this as a kid, so I'm really into these sorts of things. And going through the game, there's a lot you can do. I really focused on the quests when I was on the game. There's a lot of tips and a lot of chapters to go with the game as well. There's a lot of buildings to be made, so there's a lot to do on this game. And the best thing is, it's free. It's a free game. They've sponsored us today, so massive thank you to the Guns and Glories guys. So please go and support them like they've supported me, and go and download the game right now. Millions of people play this game. Right now, they are doing the Star Wars and A Song of Ice and Fire gifts giveaway. Please go check it out before the event ends, and these gifts can be redeemed on Amazon. Millions of people playing it, and it's ranked on the top 10 charts for a very good reason. So guys, make sure you go and download this game. Massive thanks to the guys at Guns and Glories, but let's get back to the original programming. So guys, let's have a quick look around this Megane RS 250. Unfortunately, it has just rained on the way here, so the car is a little bit dirtier, a little bit more rained on than when I had picked it up. It is the 2013 model year, this, and it has the cup pack. Probably one of the biggest spec Megane RSs you can actually buy from the factory, bar the Recaro seats. Obviously, this has got more of the comfy seats inside. But we're gonna have a quick look around the car. There's a few styling quirks that I really like about this car, mainly which start at the front. This black bit going across the front with the RS badging I really like. Just gives it a bit more thickness with the black and the white coming down to these from factory wide arches. The little cutout there with the KTR sticker just at the bottom there. This low line kit I really like as well. Let's come back around to the front to show you guys the low line kit that's on this car. Looks really good with the red pinstriping going round onto the 19-inch wheels that from the factory on these, and coming back to the front, big fat Brembos sitting proudly up front. Really like the design of this wheel, sort of old school, a little bit different from the factory on this Renault Megane. Coming down to the red stripe with the black just on it. It just complements itself quite a lot, even the roof being black with these little sort of speed bumps going along like shark fins from the factory. Just gives it a bit more design, a bit more flavour. Coming round the back end, which is absolutely monstrous on these cars. It's so wide from the back end. Huge bumper with this black diffuser going down, red pinstriping with this low line kit at the back with the red pinstriping as well. It does have a 3-inch full exhaust system with decat as well, coming up to the Renault Sport RS badge with the KTR sticker on there. This back end I do really like. It's so big. I mean, if you sort of get that angle as well, this back part is massive, and big wide arches as well. But as you can see, I've already said in this video, if we go sort of both sides, you can see that the front wheels, although they're turned, are actually slightly wider than the rears. Better traction at the front wheel drive. A very good idea. Good stance to this car though. I think from the factory, these come a very thick stance, and if you come back around the front, you'll see how much shape and thickness is at the back.
and how much shape and thickness. Very, very good looking car, this. So coming under the bonnet, this one has actually been taken to 320 brake horsepower from the 246 that it left the factory with. A couple of things to note under here, the forged dump valve there with the red silicone piping there, with some nice choo-choo noises. It has the 3-inch exhaust system with decat, which obviously you can't see because there's many bits of plastic under here, and it has the custom remap to take all of the goodies that have been put on this car up to the magical 320 brake horsepower that it is running today. So guys, I must admit, such a cool car this, but let's get back on the road, go and enjoy this thing. One thing I pressure anybody to do if you ever test drive one of these is turn off the traction control, because the traction control is the bit that gets in the way, but that actually activates the sport mode. So second gear, we've turned everything off and there's not a lot of braking traction, so it just goes. Chuck it into a corner, a little bit of brake. What a poised hot hatch with all the comfort in the world. Manual box. It's just on the money, this car. It's on the money. It's got the chuckability, it's got the stance. I think the stance is awesome with the wide arches that these cars come from the factory. It's got the power. It's got the noise, definitely got the noise. And I think these are priced incredibly well these days. You can get one at a great price with a few mods. If you're not willing to, you know, delve into modifying one yourself, you can get one just like this one at Havant Car Company for a banging deal. This goes to show, I actually drove a Renault 5 GT Turbo that you guys would have seen on the channel a few days ago, and it's lovely to get into the newer versions, not really the newer version of the Renault 5, but a newer version of the hot hatches that Renault are making these days, and knowing and feeling that they know what they're talking about still. They're still bringing the fire, they're still bringing this sense of excitement and chuckability and a comfort level that I forgot about, really. I forgot that these were so comfy, these Renaults. So guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Check out fydapparel.com. Cop yourself some FYD merch like the t-shirt I've been wearing in this video to support the channel. Massive thank you to the guys at Havant Car Company for their continued support. And as ever, I'm going to boost off into a B road and I'll see you on the next one.